My media product represents, as a whole, two main social groups in our society. The groups that are represented are the subculture indie kids, which I have represented by featuring indie rock bands in my magazine, and the second social group I am representing is the alternative rockers, which I have done by featuring alternative rock and general rock bands in my magazine.
So, the idea of the magazine is to represent alternative indie lifestyles, and this can be seen through various elements of my magazine, which include the masthead, which has cracks in it, like much of the text seen on my product. And the reason this represents these two lifestyles is that when it is juxtaposed with a black background, which is an alternative and underused colour in conventional lifestyles, and the cell line "the void of music is eternal," we get symbolic resemblance of non-conventionality, and the cracks in the text resembling this non-conventionality, breaking through into the conventional lifestyles of teenagers and young adults, which are my target demographic. Apart from this specific example, on the whole, most of my elements try to represent some form of non-conventionality, whether it is through the style of the element, its colour, or any other mise-en-scène based elements, such as costume, etc., which represents the element as being alternative and different.
In the case of gender, I would say my magazine represents both genders as equal. As a dominant ideology of men being of higher status and importance in society is flouted in my magazine, as the female models are portrayed as being just as important, and in the case of the lead singer of Bleeding Rose, excelling to the top of her field. So, in my magazine, both genders are represented as equal, as both genders are represented equally by the number of male and female models, and the aspiration of becoming like the ideal portrayals of self-image, aka successful and accomplished in life, is connoted by the images in my magazine of both genders. Finally, to conclude this video, I have represented ethnicity in my magazine as well, but I have done so indirectly, as our society is a multi-ethnic society, and I have represented this in the various ethnic influences that make up the diverse British music scene, which I am representing in my magazine by exploring music that is different to the mainstream music available in the UK, which therefore, as Roland Barthes suggested, has semiotic meaning, which connotes the various ethnicities that make up the individual types of music portrayed in my magazine for the various bands or artists mentioned.